Okay, giving it one last go. No! Hello and welcome to More Time in the Kitchen. In this video I'm going to be finding out just how useless, or hopefully useful, a chocolate teapot really is. So I'm going to start with a bit of an unboxing. I got this from a website called Firebox. Firebox do like weird and wonderful gifts. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. I just want to let you know where I got it from in case you want to buy it yourself. Right, so I've got a trusty pair of scissors. Let's open this baby up. I'm so scared that it's gonna have just crumbled in the post and I'm gonna open up just a mess basically. Shards of a broken thing. Okay. Read the delivery note. Here we go. It's a bit smaller than I thought it was going to be, but that looks like it's held together. Only thing is, there looks like there's space for a lid, but I can't actually see the lid, so hopefully it's in there somewhere. Just sent me a little bag of Haribo as well. So we've got some instructions on the back. Oh! I've spotted the lid. It's down at the bottom. It does actually look like it's intact even though it's fallen out of place. So we've got some instructions in the back. Place teapot and teacups on a serving platter. Add 2 teaspoons of your favourite drinking chocolate. Have I got hot chocolate powder? I think I've got some in the cupboard. Fingers crossed. I'll have a root around later. I thought this was all in one. I thought we had everything we required in here, but obviously not. What else? Fill the teapot 2/3 full with water, stir and replace lid, hold lid and immediately pour all contents into a teacup. Take care when pouring. Health and safety. Or possibly the nozzle will fall off. Repeat step 1 until 2 teacups are full. And step 2, add 2 tablespoons of hot water into a teapot. Using a teaspoon, stir the hot water with the chocolate to recreate a smooth, creamy fondue. Add small amounts of additional hot water if required. You can now dip marshmallows, strawberries, or any of your other favourites and enjoy. Right, so I'm going to crack on with step 1. I've gone and got a cake plate to put it on because if I don't have it high up, you won't see it very well. So far so good, it's intact. It's quite heavy actually. I mean, it's very solid chocolate. I'll try and give you a look. There's something in the bottom as well, which I don't know if that's just chocolate that's not tempered very well, or if it's like a slightly different chocolate to make it better for cooking. But that's some very solid chocolate there. Right, let's fish out the lid. Okay. It looks a little bit more like it's taken a little beating in the post, but you know, that's fine. It's just the lid of it, isn't it? That really is very cool though. You can't even see like where it's been joined or anything like that. Very nice to look at, nice and shiny, well tempered. So let's hope that it does actually work. I'm gonna go and boil the kettle now and try and root around the cupboard to try and find some drinking chocolate. Right then, so I'm back with everything set up. Got the chocolate teapot there, obviously. I've got some drinking chocolate, which I managed to find in the cupboard. It's peanut butter flavoured drinking chocolate. I've got my Wicked mug from when I went to see Wicked, and I've got some water which I've boiled, and I've just let it cool for a little bit because I'm worried that if I put in completely boiling water it might, I don't know, might make the water go funny or might melt it too much, so just erring on the side of caution. Right, here we go. Oh, I'm so worried it's just gonna, you know, melt everywhere. There's gonna be a crack in it. It's gonna go. So it said to fill it 2/3 2/3 full, so here we go. Gonna need a little bit more. Okay, I'd say that's 2/3 full. It's bubbling a little bit. I'm gonna give it a good stir to try and get as much out of it as I can. Now usually when I make hot chocolate, I make it with milk, because if you make it with water, it just tends to taste watery, doesn't it? So I'm hoping that the chocolate from the teapot is gonna make it a little bit thicker. But we shall see. I was a bit concerned that it was gonna, leak out of here, but it's looking structurally sound so far. Right, let's go for it. Oh, there it goes. That is awesome. Oh, I'm getting a bit of splashback. Oh, it's coming out of the lid. Oops. That's my fault. I tipped it too far. Okay, so it said to repeat the process until you've got 2 teacups full. So carry on. We'll fill it up again. Okay, giving it one last go. No! Ah! No! No! Ah! No! No! Oh no, we've had an explosion. Oh god. Uh-oh. Yeah, in the end, my plate's not been that useful, has it? It's still gone all over the desk. Oh dear god. Well, you know, for all my concerns, I didn't actually think this was going to happen. Yeah, let's put the camera off while I clean this up. So that was a bit of a disaster. I've just managed to get the chocolate off the white table, and amazingly I've actually not got any on myself, which is an achievement. So basically it's all just spilled out from that hole there. So yeah, I'm pretty disappointed that that's happened. I think it was partly my fault because I had the water in there for too long. I should have poured it a lot sooner. Obviously, you know, with me filming, I'm faffing about with it a bit more, like trying to get shots of it and things. So it did actually have the words immediately pour. It said, well, it said, let me see, fill the teapot 2/3 full with hot water, stir and replace lid. So it doesn't really have a time there, and then after that it says hold lid and immediately pour all contents into the teacup. So yeah, I think they could have stressed a bit more the idea that you're not supposed to have it in that long, maybe give a time limit, just to idiot proof it, because yeah, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Anyway, we'll move on. I'll do the fondue as well. I'll just have to stick it in a bowl or something. But we will crack on, and I'll actually try this before it starts getting too cold, because I've been sat here cleaning and then proceeding to whinge rather than drinking it. So let's hope it tastes good anyway. Of course, you can't have a hot chocolate without some aerosol cream. So I'll stick some of that on. Just in case I wasn't going to get diabetes from the hot chocolate alone. Some people stir their cream into the hot chocolate, which I think is wrong. I think you just need to eat it. Wow, it is really chocolatey. To be fair, I know I had it in too long, so it's probably more chocolatey than you would have if you'd done it right. Right then, let's have a sip. Wow. Very chocolatey. It's not as sweet as some chocolate. It's more of like a darker chocolate, which I suppose they need for the sort of structural integrity. Can I still say that after it's got a hole in it? I don't know. I can feel the sugar going to my brain. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the fondue part, although, you know, we've assessed that the chocolate teapot's perhaps not as useful as I'd hoped it would be. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'll just, you know, stick it in a bowl and go for it. I am gonna leave that to next week though, because my head cannot take that much sugar in one day. But don't go anywhere, it is gonna be in this video. I will just, you know, be in different clothes and it will be a different time. But, you know, through the magic of editing, you'll be there in a couple of seconds. So I'm here a week later and I've got everything set up for the fondue. I've got some fruit here and I've also got some marshmallows and some biscuits to dip in the chocolate teapot. Like I've said, I'm going to do a mukbang video on this, so that should be out later in the week. I'm going to try and get it out on Wednesday. Can't absolutely guarantee that, but it will be out later in the week. So once that's up, I'll put a link to it at the end and a link to it in the description. But for this video, I'm just going to be carrying on like a regular review, and I'm going to show you how to actually make it up, just following the instructions. As we had a little accident earlier on, I'll probably have to put a little bowl under there just to make sure we don't have another chocolate explosion. So as the instructions say, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of hot water and then stir it with a teaspoon. I'm just hoping that it's not all going to just pour out of that hole. There's 1. Okay, it's just pouring straight out of that hole. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just tip it away from that hole and add the water to it. So it says to add 2 tablespoons to begin with, and then you can add more as you go along. Here we go. Well coated. You know what? I'll just dip it in what's fallen into the bowl. I think that's going to be easier. Here we go. Right, let's try it. So it's obviously nowhere near as thick as you would get in a normal fondue because you're having to mix it with water. So minus points for that, but it's still tasty chocolate, so I can't complain much. So I'm going to add a bit more water. My hope is that as I continue to add more water and we get more out of there, that it's going to get thicker as the heat kind of works away at the chocolate in there. Ah, there we go. That's working much better. I think the water might have been a bit too cold when I added it at first, because I did boil the kettle and then, you know, chat for a bit before I added it in, didn't I? Oh yeah, that's looking way better. Whew. Okay, so I'm now absolutely stuffed full with chocolate. Finished my mukbang. The last thing to try, which was part 3 on the list of instructions, was simply to try the chocolate itself. This is going to be a struggle because I really am full. Shouldn't have had quite so much. Anyway, I feel that's what mukbang is for. It's all about indulgence, isn't it? So yeah, I'm just going to have a little nibble of the lid. Blimey, that is, it's not the best eating chocolate. It tastes really strange. It's not very sweet. which I usually don't mind in a chocolate, but it's got a funny taste that just doesn't taste like chocolate. Funny sort of aftertaste. Can't really put my finger on what it is. I imagine they'll have to have formulated it in such a way that it's not going to melt too easily. So, I mean, that explains it. I didn't expect the chocolate to taste that great by itself for that reason. So, in summary, I think it's a really good novelty product. I think it would be really fun as a gift. I think as well it would be good fun for family, you know, for kids. I think they'd enjoy something like this as well. Or, you know, maybe like a Valentine's Day gift as well. You could have a cute little fondue for Valentine's Day. That would be quite cute. The main complaint is the instructions. I think they need to be a bit more clear that you can't have the hot water in there for too long when you're making the hot chocolate, or like me, you're gonna get a hole in there. As I say, you've got to idiot proof it. But as for the taste, the hot chocolate was good, really rich. Don't know if it would have been as rich if I hadn't left the water in for too long. The chocolate fondue, once I got the really hot water in there and gave it a good mix, again, really nice fondue. It was quite thick, gave a good coating. So yeah, enjoyed that. And yeah, for the third part, the just eating the chocolate part, don't recommend. It's a bit funny tasting. I would just keep it for another fondue. Just break up the pieces, stick it in a fondue bowl, and you know, add a bit of water, give it a mix. I'd say out of 10, I'd probably give it a 5 or a 6, say 5.5, just because of that mishap, and because it was quite, you know, it did ruin the experience a lot, having to try and clear up all that chocolate water off the desk and the floor, etc. Yeah, did kind of ruin things. But yeah, I think it's a good, fun product. You just got to be a bit careful with it. If you try it yourself, then, you know, let me know if you had more success with it. And yeah, I suppose I still recommend it, you know, still recommend it as a gift. Yeah, just be careful with it. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. And if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, then give us a like, a comment, and hit subscribe and ring the notification bell to know when I've made more videos. But for now, cheery bye! I think I need more strength in my fingers. Oh shit.